Oh. Okay, so I noticed my screen flash and Windows overwrite my graphics drivers and crash OBS. Perfect. So I had to reload everything and re-enable my graphics drivers and reload OBS. Because Windows loves to overwrite them and go, no, these are the graphics drivers that you are running. You have other trash. I just realized something's wrong here. Okay. Is that connected though? Yeah, hopefully Triggerfire is actually connected for if anyone redeems anything, because I don't know if it is anymore, because obviously it still says connected from the last time that I connected it. But, you know. But yeah, but also I noticed that when I was doing that, interestingly, once you've saved, okay, the settings, that was set to text box input, that was set to text box input, and that was set to low. So I had to change the settings. So now things might look entirely different. Who knows? But yeah, everything was weird because launching the game apparently overwrote all the settings as they were. Right, there's going to be nothing here because the exclamation point's over there. This isn't where we've got the job, which is interesting to know. Some people had a bit of trauma. We could probably take them to the trauma center. And then Windows crashed from the trauma, obviously. Move to zone, move to target. Right, so that will always move to the target no matter what zone they are. That's actually pretty good. Deploy countermeasures, deploy things. Countermeasures could be pretty good. That scans, that smokes, and that's countermeasures. That's just better than what we've got, isn't it? You know, I don't know what any of the things do, but you know, the 4 and 2 seems to be the same, right? We obviously only need one simple chimpanzee core. Unless we can build multiple mechs. Do you think you can buy multiple mechs? And build multiple mechs rather than just have the one mech? This is fine. I may have just broke the game now. By pressing select. I may have just broken the game. It's fine, because we just saved before that because everything was breaking because my Windows broke. Quite the day, huh? Quite the day. Yeah, I think we broke it. Hang on. Why are there multiple versions of the game window running? Why were there multiple versions of the game running? 100,000 marbles, 8 pilots. We can buy 8 pilots. Replace all the initial parts. Achievements that very few people have, because very few people have the game. Okay. Outro Gen Omega. Episode 2, basically. Single player. As though there's a multiplayer, perhaps, teased. Without stating anything. Seems like maybe there's a multiplayer option. Maybe you can battle against each other. Okay. Maybe it just started off, maybe it continues from where we just broke it. Baboon arms, baboon core. Okay. So it may have just auto-saved there. I noticed that it's running like shit. It's become text block. Also, I had it set full screen. Which is obviously the dumbest shit. And also all the music, the sound effects, everything that I changed prior to doing anything. Right, we're 1920 by 1080 and watch it change from low quality to not until we save it. Language, of course, you know, having no language at all is perfect. Full screen, which you can't change the changing on that controller. You can only do it on that. Obviously 100% resolution. Now we click apply and epic selects itself out of nowhere, but also maybe breaks the game. Okay, but it's running a little weird still though. It's laggy as heck now for some reason. Maybe it's still loading in or something. I want the chimpanzee core. Yes. I want to press select and it not break the game. But it broke the game. Because maybe pressing select when it's not in running at a reasonable size to your normal thing, you have to have it in no resolution modes, which it defaults to and changes to, obviously. Bug discovered. There, you change from it being not the settings that it's meant to be. You know, maybe you're supposed to just run it in low quality. Because I did notice it ran smoother when I turned it up whilst we were moving. Whilst the Windows messed with my computer. Like, it definitely ran smoother when I put it to the proper quality. But maybe I'm just tempting fate by doing that. Or maybe the chimpanzee core breaks the game. By owning that, you can't open the mech menu anymore. Who knows? Let's just leave it windowed with no resolution, with no language, with nothing. Because changing it to be the settings that we wanted seems to break it. Okay. There's a chance that we now have 1 million chimpanzee cores. Yeah, I think maybe owning the chimpanzee core doesn't let you open the menu anymore because it breaks it. So let's not do that. That core's too powerful. You're not allowed to own that. That will break the game. That will absolutely break the game. You cannot possibly own that core. Do not even attempt to. It will break the game. And then it will not work. So that's perfect. But let's just move on and do one of the quests. Let's just leave that alone. We're not doing that anymore. You know, it had a lot of useful things. Could have been pretty good, but seems to just break the game. So, you know, maybe it's not the resolution. Maybe it's the chimpanzee core. In which case, let's turn the resolution to full screen like it's meant to be. Resolution scale 0, 100. Perfect. Okay, that set everything to where it should be. Okay, then it'll run smooth. Let's do this mission. Surely doing the mission won't break it. People to forget that the world's ending will, you know, Windows updates and things breaking my PC, and then the game crashing. Something's ended. That's for sure. Something's ending. But this is fine. We've got invisible pilots. This is fine. Okay, so the enemies are not standing together, but they're both attacking together. Which is perfect. It may actually be our new pilot, because I just tried to select the new pilot and it broke the game because I wanted to do the smoke. It may be the new pilot breaks the game. because now we can't do anything, so I'm going to have to Alt F4 it yet again. This is an early access, before it's even out in early access, demo. Just saying. Coming soon. But yeah, the pilot was invisible. That might be one part of it. She was able to do the in-mech character bits, but even trying to select her in the combat is a problem. Now, what we need to do, because apparently now I'm just a playtester, is go back into the combat without changing the options, which is perfect that we're already there. Do you notice that on the left, we've only got 4 people now? Okay, pressing select doesn't work. That just broke the game. I can't help but notice that our new character has been eaten. That might explain why she was invisible. That might also explain why we can't go into the mech or anything. You know, this might be a problem. This new character we spent hundreds of credits on has vanished. She stole our money and ran. I press triangle. We can go into the mech. Let's go to the gym. Yoga. Okay. Activity already done, so we can't do that. First of all, I know that the mech bay is there. Jogi breaks the game because the table entry for the character has been deleted. Also, we got 325 money again, which means that that body of a mech that we bought got refunded as well. So I think actually recruiting a new character, or that character specifically, breaks the game. It appears. She is missing, and anything that would involve going to her breaks the game. So trying to do anything now breaks the game. So any activity breaks the game. Trying to get to the menu breaks the game. Going into combat, because she's an invisible entity, we have no character in the third slot. I mean, we could probably, maybe. Yep, that breaks the game, of course, we had to test. But what if we do just 3 characters and then try to, you know, do combat with only the 3 characters we have? It probably won't allow us. It will quite probably not allow us. But we must test, and then, like, we've destroyed the game. Breaker of games has broken the game. It's interesting that my OBS crashed and, you know, my Windows broke my PC to make it so this is now just a broken part, because it was all working perfectly fine until then. Because we can go into the combat and watch the invisible character get into their seats. And start up the ship. And then all the others, you know, they'll go do their things. But as long as we don't select the invisible character, maybe we can do things. Okay, the enemies start, they're not attacking in the same spot this time. Okay. We have a gunner and a driver and an engineer. We can't use the operator. It just says operator. It doesn't even say engineer. Just like there's no one there. Okay. shoot the rabbit to begin with. Okay, enemy's turn. They're attacking twice again. Now, if I had a smoker, I would have smoked in that spot where they've got the 2 attacks. I absolutely would have. Move to there. You know, if only we had a thing that could do something, you know? Pilots, orders, coolants, in the last turn. Now, unfortunately, you can't just resolve and start the phase. So if I click pilot, the last pilot that is non-existent is going to break the game. And that is how I broke Omega Gen. The game. Omega Gen, yep, Nitro Gen Omega. That's the one. Nitro Gen Omega. That's how I broke it. Maybe it'll be fixed for next time. But that's what I'm going to call it a day for today. This was an early access look. Thank you again for the devs for a key. But I broke it. And that's as much as we can play until it is fixed. So thanks to anyone that might have been watching and lurking. I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. But that's what I'm going to call it a day for today. I'll catch you all next time. Bye 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 bye.